right, we are here at Collectors Company's YouTube channel here with Benny. Benny, what did you do today? Or this weekend?
This weekend, so honestly, this weekend was OCE Nationals, played on the webcam. I was very fortunate enough. I got third place, so I'm super happy and finally can say I will be owning a gold card, so yeah, super stoked and super happy. Yeah.
Now this is, just as a note, this is your third Nationals top, meaning you're the only player in OCE to top all three, if I'm correct.
Yes, that is correct. So I can officially say that I am probably the most consistent player in OCE for DBS because, yeah, unfortunately, John and Anthony didn't top this one. But yeah, honestly, yeah, now I'm the only person to reach that achievement.
Hell
for
yeah,
the meantime,
man.
So.
For the meantime, yeah. We've got a challenge now. Anyway, without further ado, looks like you bought Icarus, so let's get to it.
First of all, before I go over the deck, I just want to quickly run over my matchups for the day. So round 1, I got a bye. Round 2, I versed another Icarus mirror match. It was actually against PX3, Jason Stubbs. Honestly, that game was really close. I went 1-0, but yeah, I won game 1 because I won the dice roll, but in game 2, unfortunately, we did go to time, and he was about to shotgun with a Turles. Unfortunately, the judges just had to, come in. They did say it was time, so unfortunately, the game had to end that way. Otherwise, I reckon that would have been a 1-1 game. So yeah. I did take the game 1-0 there. So yeah, unfortunately, sorry, Jason, but it is what it is. So these time rules suck. No one likes them, but yeah.
Yeah, I caught the end of that. That was
a great
real
player,
on the line.
Yep. Round 3 was against Dark Rolly, Lee Potter. I went 2-0. The game was actually slightly in my favor because pretty much he couldn't do much. I rested all his stuff. And game 2 I started in Vegeta Unison. He couldn't really answer it. So that was a pretty clean game, and yeah, just 2-0 pretty quickly.
Fair enough.
Round 4 was against Vegeta Zeno, also PX3. So shout out to the Perth Pro players. Chris was actually playing Vegeta Zeno, so I was actually thinking of playing this deck, but I actually swapped 30 minutes before the event. So I decided to play Gohan Icarus instead of Vegeta Zeno.
It paid off for you, to be fair.
It did pay off, yeah. Literally on Friday, I did the whole day of testing. I was pretty much playing Vegeta Zeno, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I did some practice mills that morning. I was milling so bad that I wasn't seeing pieces till turn 3 consistently, so I decided I didn't want to risk my whole tournament based on RNG and based on luck. So sorry for those that actually, wanted me to run Vegeta Zeno, because I did tell them I was going to run Vegeta Zeno. And last 30 minutes I decided to change, and yeah, we ran Old and Faithful, Higher Dragon. So.
For context, we were discussing sideboard techs at 1 a.m. the previous night for Vegeta Zeno. That's how last minute of a swap this was.
Back to talking about the matchup. So it was against Chris. I won that one 2-1. So game 1 I took, and then game 2 he took off me. Unfortunately, game 3 we actually went into time. So once again, the time rules, I had to win with. We were actually on the same live.
Sure.
So I believe I won on battle card count. So we're both on 4 live. Judges came in, and then I think I had a board of battle cards and he didn't. So I was able to win off that, but I'm not quite sure on the
So I believe it is supposed to be deck size first, then battle cards.
Deck size also got checked, and I had I had a bigger deck as well. So
yeah,
there are quite a few questions there. I wasn't sure how I won. I wasn't happy. It wasn't the way that I wanted to win. So I definitely look forward to my rematch with Chris. Because,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, definitely wasn't the way I wanted to win. So Chris played insanely well. So huge shout out to him as well. And then round 5, I versed Soul Striker Invoker, actually. That was Mark Andrews from New Zealand. I won that one 1-0. So in game 1, so this was actually one of the games that I think I was supposed to lose. So I did shotgun before turn 5, and he was able to out combo, and I passed back to his turn. So what happened was he swung at me, and then he did a bunch of stuff, but ultimately in the end it came down to him. Whether he wanted to play a Overwhelm Trunks. It was his last battle card swing. I had 1 card in hand, and I believe he's got 4. And then he couldn't draw into a 5k combo after Overwhelm with the Trunks. He had 4 cards in hand. He swung with Trunks, hoping I had an extra card, but unfortunately I had a 5k combo. So I asked him, no combo? Really? Mark was like, yeah, no combo. I was like, combo 5k, I had 0 cards in hand, 1 life. That was it. So
Yeah.
I don't think I deserved to win that, but I did. And he passed back to me, and then I was able to win on the clap back. So, yeah. And then game 2, although I won 1-0, although when time was called, we actually played it out because me and Mark are pretty good friends.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I do consider him the best player in New Zealand for this game. We played it out, and I actually won that one, so technically I won 2-0.
Yep.
But game 1, I got lucky. He had 4 cards in hand. No 5k combos. That's just insane.
Yeah, I actually faced Mark in the next round, and he was telling me about that.
Yeah, John was also versus Mark as well, and he said, Mark is actually really good.
Phenomenal player, absolutely.
Round 6, I played King Piccolo against Tyson. I convincingly lost 0-2, unfortunately. So not much to be said there. It was a really hard matchup for me, and yeah, pretty much that was it. And then in Top Cut, I versed Peter Bokta from my locals. He was literally, honestly, probably one of my hardest matchups throughout the day as well, apart from obviously losing to Tyson. I played heaps with Peter. Peter was able to beat me game 1 because I forgot I power the Super Saiyan. So I forgot I paused right at the start of the turn. So I thought I haven't activated it, and I was able to use it throughout the later turns until a judge said, "You've already activated POS this turn." I was like, how could I make such a silly mistake? But yeah, I was able to win game 2 and clutch out 3 as well.
Nice.
But it was not easy at all because honestly, Peter the Dragon Slayer had so much hate for Icarus in the deck. So huge shout out to him as well. So I was actually rooting for him to go all the way as well. But unfortunately, we got paired up. So
And where can you find his deck profile?
on our channel, Collectors Company Card Game, you know it. And top 4, unfortunately, I had to verse Tyson again. Game 1 I lost pretty convincingly, so this time I thought maybe I can side in a bit aggressively against him, and when I shotgun on his last life there, I lost by 5k according to him, so, well, losing's losing, so it is what it is. Yeah, so I actually think I probably know the matchup a bit better now, but he played really well, so yeah, and obviously he proceeded to come second in this national, so yeah, pretty good job.
Sure.
And then last but not least, third place playoff, we played Max Kennedy. Long-time friend, known him for a while, known him since pretty much once webcam games have started, and he's an insane player. I was able to win that 2-1, so pretty happy that I was able to get it, because so pretty much on the, how I won game 1, so I was the higher seed, so pretty much in the Icarus mirror match, if you go first, you have a huge advantage. And yeah, being able to go first was huge, and then he actually played into my Whis Slug combo, which Will actually told me about behind the camera here. He was like, "Oh, if you play Whis turn 1, turn 2, and then you play Slug eventually, surely you can bait your opponent into, using a Vegeta striving to be the best," which we do get access to each other's deck lists. So I saw he was running striving to be the best. Oh, if I play Slug, he might just think, because in the mirror match, you see Slug, your initial instinct is to remove it straight away. So Will was completely right, and he actually fell for it, and sorry, Max, but I know I was a bit sorry I embarrassed you on the stream.
You just don't think of it. Whis is usually an anti-blue card, or I guess anti-golden freezer occasionally.
Correct. So that was huge. So that set him back. Honestly, I think actually he woke him up. So he played insane throughout game 2 and 3. Right. Game 2 wasn't even close. I wasn't able to see a Trunks Unison, which was huge in the mirror match. So on stream, on turn 4, I swung with leader, left 4 energy open. Couldn't do anything. Thought I'd leave it all up for defense, and then he ended up killing me on turn 5. Yeah, not seeing Trunks Unison, I run 3 in the deck, so not seeing that was huge. And then game 3, I was able to win, so yeah, I think apparently according to him as well, I won by 5k, so pretty much I decided to shotgun out of nowhere when he had a much bigger hand than me. Maybe it's just the aggro play in me, and I just decided to, you know what, I think this is my final chance, I'm just going to go all in. And yeah, that's the thing about playing DBS, sometimes, you just want a shotgun, and do I have enough? And then when I had it, I was like, oh, so happy that I had it. He told me, you have it, Benny. I'm like, I did it, boys.
Sometimes you just got to make him have it.
Yeah, so huge shout out to Max. Honestly, he did nothing wrong. He played insane. So if I passed turn, it was pretty much his game.
One question I want to ask you just before we get into the profile is, I noticed that I believe 3 out of your 5 Swiss games, of course you started there on a bye, so only 5 games, you won through time. Now, obviously webcam time constraints are a bigger issue, but is the fact that this deck does play longer games go to time, is that a bit of a concern for you? And do you think it's something that can be improved with the deck, improved with a little bit more familiar play? Because as you say, you switched this last minute. What's your thoughts there?
Honestly, I think that usually the Gohan games do take quite a long time, especially on webcam. So I don't know if you. So for those who have watched the NA stream, so when Trey was versing Duval in the mirror match there, I mean that was a 1-1 draw, 60 minutes plus 10.
Yeah, and that was live action as well.
That was
no
live
webcam.
action, and that was all 1-1. You know, like these are insane players that we're talking about. So unfortunately against Stubbs, 1-0. Yeah, it should have been 1-1. Like I don't think we have time for game 3 if you play a mirror match. But against Max, we had 90 minutes because it was top cut.
Of course.
So therefore, we were able to run through all 3 games.
Yeah.
Against Chris, that one was more interesting because I think, if we had probably like an extra 10 minutes, we definitely would have finished that game for sure. But yeah, like we said, we're both on 4 life at that time, so it was a bit tricky. And against Mark as well, like Soul Striker Invoker is actually a really grindy deck. And yeah, I'm playing a really grindy deck as well, so yeah, when you both play grindy decks, usually if you don't 2-0, it should be 1-1.
Yep.
Unless,
All right, excellent. Well, hopefully that's the last we'll have to hear of the webcam format.
Yep.
And with that being said, let's move on to the deck list itself.
Yeah, honestly, so we run. I'm not going to really explain what the leader does. Like honestly, the deck you should know what it does by now. So I'll just quickly go over it again. Played Son Gohan, High Dragon, so pretty much he takes a life, draw a card. The first effect, plus 5k when you have a skill list, doesn't really come up. You awaken, draw 2, pretty cool. Activate main, you can combo with the monster card, draw a card, and then activate. The bottom one is, top one is play a dragon from the drop barrier, and you draw a card. Play up to.
That's this beautiful full foil deck.
Yeah, full foil deck. I was pretty happy that I was able to get it. So first of all, we do run 4 High Dragons. I love this artwork. Krillin is a super combo of choice. I did think about running Zamasu or Chilai based on the NA Nationals result. I think it was Marquise that ran Chilai, and I think John Carlo was running one Zamasu. But honestly, ultimately, I really like this super combo because it helps filters dead cards. So, and yeah, I got 4 foils. Why not?
With the new set, you can run a 5th vanilla Higher Dragon. Did you feel 4 was enough, or would you consider a 5th or even a 6th one?
I actually thought about running a 5th one because I am running a 55 card list, but I'm not running the Scion Unison, which Max was, so I thought 4 was enough, honestly. Because if you play the Scion Unison, you want to spam 2 from the deck, so probably want to run 5 in that case. But overall, yeah, I thought...
Didn't whiff at all throughout the day?
By my Awaken turn, I generally saw it, which was pretty good.
All right,
and then going to our extra cards, like these are staples, you have to run 4 Power of Super Saiyan, so... this is pretty much your upstart goblin, really good, and you can, you should know what it does. Yeah, this card's insane. Final Flash, 3 was the right number. You see it when you need to. Often this was a charge, and I just keep 1 when my opponent shotgun. So yeah, really good.
Yeah.
No one has actually dumped their hand into a Final Flash. Everyone was pretty smart on the day, so
excellent.
I wasn't able to catch anyone off guard with this. And then last but not least, 3 of these bad boys, Frieza Army Reinforcement. So pretty much in the mirror match, your goal is to establish the Unison and then hopefully protect it with this tier.
Sure.
So these are actually really important in the mirror. So you probably want to charge Final Flash and then keep these here.
Excellent.
Once again, I didn't opt to play the Scion package. I just played 3 Trunks because Trunks is insane in the mirror, and I expected a lot of mirror matches as well, so the aim of the day is to literally beat Higher Dragon, so that's why I want to play Gogeta Zeno.
Sure.
But, yeah. Unfortunately, I did not see this once, which was in my... The only time I didn't see it was actually against my game against Max, so...
Sure.
Yeah, huge in the mirror match.
I guess my one question with Trunks is how often were you playing it and plus zeroing, and how often were you just playing it, swinging twice and immediately cashing in for the board wipe?
Honestly, I love having the board wipe, when you need it. Otherwise, it also adds pressure as well. But, so in the mirror, what you do is you swing with your leader first, and if your opponent riposte, therefore you can cast Trunks. And then you can rest the riposte and just kill it. Sure. And then riposte doesn't hit Unison. So if you have a good understanding, this is literally the best card to play in the mirror match.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
-3 I did use honestly against Max in the last game as well. Just a good example there. I was going for game, so I dumped with all into Trunks Unison. If I wasn't able to kill him, all his battle cards were rested, so I would have -3 drew a card and popped his board.
Sure.
So, I mean, depending on the scenario, even against King Piccolo, I wiped his board a few times. But unfortunately, they rebuilt way too quickly.
Yeah. Nah, brilliant card.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
All right, so this card is Turtles All Too Easy. Unfortunately, I'm only running 3. I know you guys might think, why is he not running 4? This card's insane. Honestly, in practice, 3 is all I needed. I see it when I need to. You're not going to cast 4 of them. I don't think I've never cast it more than 2 when I needed to. So I think Yeah, this card is fine at 3, but
Sure.
yeah, I never missed having a 4th one.
No,
Really,
that
really
was going to
good.
be my next question. Excellent. Moving on.
The main defense of the deck is 4 Mecha Freezer Robotic Riposte, so this is huge in the mirror. So, you know, tax your opponent for like swinging with non-Unison cards, and when it resolves, it's actually pretty insane.
Yep. Makes sense.
Alright, another card that might be questionable, running at 3, because most of the list here are actually running this like 4 here. I never miss seeing a 4th one. It is really good in some of the matchups, but yeah, like honestly, when they play a battle card, you get arrested. Like mainly these cards, I was thinking in theory just rests like Vegeta and stuff. Like you don't really play this in the mirror match.
Sure.
But except this card, you have to keep if you suspect your opponent running Fu Shrouded or Mystery.
Of course.
This hits that, so I think 3 was a good number.
What was the most impactful thing you tagged with it throughout the day, do you reckon?
Most impactful thing I tagged with it? Nothing really.
Nothing?
Actually, that's why I was like, yeah, 3 was a good number for this. Nothing that I can recall that was important. Like, if you try to resolve any of like these cards against like King Piccolo's Unison, they all just go to the drop and yeah, they won't live to fight another day.
No, they will not.
Yeah. All right, run 2 Basils.
Yep.
This card's really good. I think 2's the right number. You don't need 3 of them. You just poke with this card pretty much, and it's also a cantrip as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, makes sense.
Alright, so we do have to run the slug package. This was for the mirror match specifically. If they can't remove this, or they're not maining striving to be the best,
Sure.
this pretty much just lives behind your Freezer Army reinforcement, and they can't use super combos, so this is how I won game 1 against Max as well.
Yep.
Also how I won game 1 against Jason Stubbs, so this is huge in the mirror. So I don't think this is mandatory to run. If you don't want to run it, you can probably cut this for the PPG build and just run the black cards with the Scion and go more aggressive. But honestly, I like this package, so never regretted running it. Really,
Do you
really
think that just again when you went to time repeatedly that maybe running the black style of list was potentially worth it for speed, or do you think that this is a sheer control power this gives you it's worth risking those going to time games?
Honestly, I personally preferred the slug, but I like playing. I didn't realize I actually like playing control as much as I did because I've always been an aggro player. But yeah, in testing, these have been more impactful.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, no regrets. And then yeah, we run 1 Swift Retaliation Cooler. Whoops, we'll put it here. Yep. Really, really good card, Barring Laser. Negated Pan once, negated a Nimbus.
Nice.
Not bad, pretty good.
Cool. Say no more.
Yeah, we ran 2 copies of Whis, you know. This card's insane for Golden Freezer Soul Striker. If they untap on their own turn, they have to blow up an energy. So I didn't catch anyone off guard once again, except Max. So sorry, apologies, but yeah, it's not bad, pretty good. Oops, sorry, I actually had 2 coolers, my bad. I just put them in the wrong spot, so I did run 2 actually. So just in case you need to see it, you see it. But my theory was to negate Baby Hatch, but no one played it against me, so yeah.
Oh well.
That is 2, sorry about that. And we run 2 Secret Identity. Overrealm of choice for this current meta. Warp up to 6, better than fighting against Fate. Because at least he gets to come in and, you know, do shenanigans. But if you're playing against yellow, fighting against Fate, could be rested straight away with the Goku Steadfast. So this card gets value.
That is a big consideration nowadays. Speaking of resting things.
Speaking of resting things, yeah, Poutine Dark Sorcerer, this card's huge. If you pos and rest something or mecha rest something, yeah, just play this and hopefully it sticks and, you know, just tax them for playing stuff. Even the mirror, they usually play a dragon, you get a rest out, at least they can't combo with it, so good value. Gogeta Zeno, if they overrealm, they'll probably pop this in the Gogeta Zeno matchup, so this isn't as impactful, but you know, it's got its merits. I'll keep it at 2.
Apologies there, guys. Benny's camera ran out, so I've just sort of switched my phone to get you the last couple of minutes of this profile. So, take it away, Benny. So, Koitsukai.
Right, yeah, so we're up to Koitsukai. So, yeah, this card's insane. So, in the mirror match, this is your main card. So, it taxes your opponent for playing any battle cards, 20k or less, and you can bottom deck this as well. You pay 1, remove this from the game. You can bottom deck 2 cards or cycle 2 cards that you don't need, and dig into your deck deeper for cards you need. So, yeah, this card's really, really good. And then we run 1 Fu Shrouded in Mystery. Never casted this once.
Yep.
But in theory, it's supposed to be really good. So I don't know if I'll cut this or not. But I don't know, just having this, like, yeah. I mean, definitely, my opponent has to play around it, right? Like, they will be threatened by this. So
Of course.
honestly, yeah, this card's really good. Just good boss monster. But I never played it once throughout the whole tournament. We run 2 Furthering Destruction Champer.
Sure.
Sometimes I don't see this, so yeah, definitely running 2 is the correct number here. So allow me to use the first one more aggressively, knowing that I have a second one.
Sure.
Usually if I swing with the first one, from 4 to 2, they usually take it if I dump a good amount. They probably don't expect a second one, and if they do expect a second one, it's still really good, just having a second one, because it threatens for lethal otherwise.
Did you ever find the 10k combo and the red card too clunky, or were you able to filter enough with your Koitzes and your Krillins and stuff like that?
I think I have enough filter for them.
Sure.
So I never regret running this at 2. I think 2 is the number you run it for this.
Makes perfect sense.
Secret rares for the deck. So Will told me about this tech, you know. Also shout out to Blake. So we were playing a bit of testing, and Death Blaster came up actually relevant, because this is your only card in Higher Dragon that answers Few Shrouded in Mystery, unfortunately, apart from the Goku blocker. But this actually negates it, so negates the skill. So really, it comes in handy. But I never casted it once throughout the whole tournament. But if my opponent sees this, they probably would double think before they play Few Shrouded in Mystery. So
absolutely,
just a tech card of choice. Bergamo underperformed, unfortunately, but. Yeah, I used it once, but it wasn't even impactful. Just a 20k beta. I used 2 energies, so might cut this in the future, but yeah, we'll see.
That's fair.
And most impactful card for this deck is Time Patrol Maiden Pan. So this secret rare is actually insane. So sometimes your opponent taps you out, or if you're tapped out, you can literally cast this, and this will win you games alone. So yeah, if you see this, generally your games are pretty good, especially in the mirror as well. So. Yeah, this card is absolutely insane. If you haven't picked it up, definitely pick it up now.
We'll quickly run through the sideboard here.
Nothing too special. 3 Daburas for Cell Surge, Hand Destruction. And we'll also run 4 Draw Apes, also for Hand Destruction. I actually did side these in against Peter, because, I don't know, I filtered up some of my dead cards in my deck that were plus 10Ks and just put in some extra 5Ks, and that actually really helped as well. So
I agree. They're very good filler. They're a yellow charge.
And a yellow charge. So yeah, but I didn't verse any Cell Surge, so they barely came up, apart from them just being a 5K combo. But I still have to respect Cell, because in practice it was actually really hard.
Yeah, sure.
So instead of the Gohan from Deval's list, I actually opted to run 3 of these just to play more aggressively.
Sure.
Because why not? Like, this card, also, sometimes your opponent doesn't expect you. They leave you at 6, expecting you to not awaken. But if you play this and it doesn't get rested or checked, you can swing, take a life, and then your leader is ready to awaken at 6.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Really good. We mentioned this, but, oops, sorry. We
Yeah,
had 3 of Vegeta, Unison, or Fury. This card's pretty good in theory. If I first Gogeta Zeno, definitely bring this in, but I didn't see any Gogeta Zenos, so... Yeah, the only matchup that I was impactful in was the Duck Broly one,
Yep.
So unfortunately they can't get over this, so yeah, pretty much wraps it up. And 2 one-offs actually. Tyrannical Blow. It's a good card.
Yep.
Did work against Mark Andrews. Did hit a Rival Seeker with this, so pretty good. So negated skills. It's got a lot of relevancy, so use that at your discretion. So
Yep.
honestly, this also hits ramp 16 as well when they play Android 16 in testing, and also Red Broly. So I don't know. I think it's got its merits at 1. Like, if you see it, you see it. But like when I played against Mark, yeah, before turn 5, I definitely saw this. So it was able to negate Rival Seeker. I started this. Yeah, this card was huge. I actually started this in every single second game I played, assuming my opponent will play some sort of answer like Dark Marseillan, and it also helps me get rid of just some cantrips, right? Like, it's actually a really good card, and it's got its merits. And like I said, Will actually showed me something really cool as well in testing. Being able to use this in the mirror match against a Poutine and a Lord Slug, you're actually able to minus 5k for the turn, which I didn't realize. And then you can just keep swinging at Slug and poke it and just kill it. Yeah, so thank you for Will for showing me that as well in practice.
Considering how impactful this was, would you consider siding a second or even third copy, or did you feel it was just impactful as a one-off?
No, I think I'll side in a second copy, maybe sometime in the future. But honestly, I was really... I was worried about Cell Surge because in testing it was harder than I thought it was, because I didn't main any... Originally I was maining the Last Straw, but yeah, I decided to cut these and just do some other random techie stuff. Ultimately, I was pretty happy with my 55, so...
Excellent.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, that's the list. This is Benny, your third place OCE finalist. Any shout-outs before we go?
Yeah, obviously, final shout-outs I'd love to give. Collectors Company Card Gaming, our sponsors. thank you to the team as well. Obviously, congrats to Will, also on my team. He top 8 with Golden Freezer. Peter from my local, he also got top 8 as well. So honestly, shout out to John and Glenn as well. So these guys all helped me practice and train for this event. Heaps of practice, heaps of good insight from my team members. They've helped me a lot. So yeah, and also shout out to my locals, Cartastic. You know, like they always have the best prices. If you're looking at buying any of the new Mythic boosters coming up, I'm sure like Will and Blake will put up pre-orders very soon. So yeah, and also shout out to NRG Dandy as well, because I play there with some of the boys there, and obviously all the boys at locals, because I've had heaps of people messaging me. So much love, like, heaps of people that actually were supporting me, and they're like, you can do this, and like, yeah, I was like, I'm glad I didn't disappoint, and yeah, I was able to get the 3rd place dub and get a gold card for myself. So
Excellent. All right, well,
Yeah.
that'll do us from now, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.